round 79, believe it or not, is a really weird round for me. I almost lost like 3 or 4 times on this current run, which is kind of weird. But welcome! Welcome, my myriad of mushrooms making gallons of milk. It's SJB here, and we are playing round 79, not because it's difficult, but because it's 100 rounds less than my current Chimps record.
Squib, squab, squabble, squib, squibbity, squab, squib, squab, squabbity, squib, squibbity, squab, S-J-B, squibbity, squab.
I've gotten to around 179 personally by trying to do my best strategies kind of all organized together in a run that will get me as far as I possibly can on Chimps. And now I say, we may have screwed up a little bit. 179 seems actually a little bit low, believe it or not. And I think we can do better. And I think we can do better because of your guys' advice. For example, a lot of you guys recommended getting a discount village, and gotta be honest with you, it crossed my mind in my last video, but I decided against it because I was always hoping that I was going to maybe eventually get an MIB. But you know what? I don't think we need an MIB. I think we can switch this up and do something even fancier. So I've got a lot of planned under my belt here. First of all, if you have not seen my other video, the basic idea is that we get druids to kind of start off the game here, because they're one of the best starting towers in the game, like, kind of by far. Also, I got to switch these. I think I'm still on first. Yeah, everybody's on first. Okay, good. We got to start our day off with a bunch of druids. Try to get to... Oh my god, these Bloons are really, like, trying to sneak through here already on round 81, dude. I really need my Superstorm. Like, real bad luck. And I need to use Azili's abilities. But anyways, the plan is to get our druids going. To get 2 druids up to 5th tier, we need a Superstorm, 5 times multiplied. We need a Avatar of Wrath, 5 times multiplied. And then after we do that, we start to spam our ninjas. And when we get to the ninja army, we basically spam a Grandmaster and a Master Bomber with a crap ton of Shinobis, which stacks up to 20 times of increased pierce and speed and everything. So, if we can make that happen, then we have a lot of extra cash flow coming to us. And if we have a lot of extra cash flow to survive even more rounds, then we start to build different things. And that's where things are going to switch up in this run. So let's see if we can beat our best round ever and get even deeper on Chimps mode. Oh, and by the way, if you guys want to, like, caress that like button for me, that would be uber-duper delicious, because we're already here for our Superstorm! So one cool thing about Superstorms is that it basically makes it so anything but a bad balloon gets sent backwards. Alright, especially when he's 5 times multiplied. He costs 70 grand, so he's really expensive, but it makes it so we basically can't lose. Almost. The only problem with going with the Superstorm is that it makes it so the rounds take a really long time. So I'm just gonna, like, let my computer run for, like, the next hour or so while we slowly pop all these guys, and we'll be back, hopefully in the hundreds to make some actual crap happen here. Alright, here's round 100. I ended up with 1 Sticky Bomb Ninja. I did buy the Monkey Commerce for you guys, but I'm not going to double dip on the Monkey Commerce action, so hopefully you don't mind on that. If you didn't know, by the way, you can do some funky fresh things where you buy 2 villages. And if you get the second Monkey Commerce upgrade, you can stack it with other villages, which is really cool. But it's usually not worth it in most situations, and it's difficult to get, and on Chimps mode in particular, you can't sell these guys after you're done with them, so that's what makes it even crazier and trickier. But if we go later on and I can make some crazy crap happen, there's definitely a possibility that I might be doing something like this. So we're gonna see how things go. But as of right now, just note the fact that we are almost unstoppable. And we're gonna save up some money and make some crap happen, bro. Alright, round 115, which isn't that far, isn't too deep into the game here. We do have $67,000 here, and that is going to buy us something. The question is, what is that something going to be? Well, I think the best thing for us is probably to go for some sort of... Oh my god! We're going to go for a Perma-brew. What the heck? Why is this happening, Chris? That's kind of crazy. Indeed it is. We are going to go for a Perma-brew, and then in addition to our Perma-brew, we're going to do something kind of wild. I've decided that the best thing for us to do is actually not to get ready for our ninjas yet. I'm going to do something fancier. I'm going to save even more money. I know I was telling you guys I wasn't going to get that other village, but I lied. We are going to get a second village. I'm going to throw it just out of range, kind of like... No. We want to put it in range of the other village, kind of out of the way, at least as much as we possibly can. So there we go. We're going to put it just in range right there. Now I'm going to buy the Monkey Business and Monkey Commerce again. And here's the kicker. If we pop something in the range of both of these villages, it's going to be even cheaper. But the problem is popping something in range of both of those guys is kind of difficult. But if we manage to do something like build a heli-pilot up to support Chinook, we could build those ninjas inside of the range here and then move them into place with our support Chinook ability. Let me tell you guys, when you get this late in the game here, you got time to make that happen. Every round you're going to get that ability back. It's a long-term scheme, so yeah, I kind of planned for that. In addition to being able to move our ninjas into position, we can also get our Perma-brew to actually power up everybody in the game. So we've already Perma-brewed mostly everybody. Somehow this guy's out of range, which is silly, but eventually we're going to put everything kind of all in range and have hopefully everything work out magically. But we still have to survive bad balloons to make that all happen, so we have to hope for the best and hope that these Druids can really pull through all the way through to the end. I'll be honest, round 140 went down a lot easier than I thought it was going to. I guess these guys being Perma-brewed are ridiculously powerful, at least compared to my normal strategy, because I still don't even have my Master Bomber or my Grandmaster Ninja. If I even want to go for a Grandmaster Ninja at this point, I'm not sure. But either way, after round 140, though, we have some issues. Bad balloons start to come out pretty commonly, so I actually have to pay attention, keep on pressing my abilities, and make things happen. It was lucky for me, though, I'll admit it. Around 120 to 140, there's really not very many bats coming out, so you can kind of just, like, let the game play itself. But the good news is we are about to make some cool changes. Master Bomber's only 5k away. I do have my ninjas kind of all set up over here, at least a couple of them, and my strategy of moving them over has actually been working quite well. So everybody's Perma-brewed, except for this guy, but he will be eventually. And everything's going smooth. I'm impressed, man. We've only got another 40 rounds to go before we break our record. And I believe it this time. I think it's gonna happen, man. All right, here's round 160, just in case you're curious and seeing how it's going. It's going all right. I've just finally got my Grandmaster Ninja. I'm still not super duper happy with my Grandmaster Ninja, but I think he is the best play for me for right now. You can tell that a single bad balloon, if I don't do anything to it, does not pop automatically, at least on the first run around. So it is required for me to use my abilities pretty much every single time I see a bad with the Z-Lee. I have not finished all of my ninjas yet, but I'm already at 12 times on mostly everybody, so I should be able to finish that off fairly soon. We'll see how it goes, I guess. Woohoo! We made some cool plays, boys. And lads and lasses and all the rest. So most of my ninjas are not obviously 20, but the two main ones that we need to be 20 are 20. We've got the Master Bomber with 34 million pops already, pretty wild. And then we've got the Grandmaster Ninja, who's been around for less long, but he's already got 10 million. So my decision on whether or not to get this guy, I think, was the right choice. I think he is pretty gosh darn good. Now, in addition to these guys having the 10 million pops, I should note that these other ninjas are not doing nothing. I mean, this guy's got 730,000 pops. I mean, look at these other druids. I mean, they've been around for a pretty good amount of time here. They obviously, you know, kind of takes time for the balloons to make it over here, but they still pop balloons most rounds. And they are at 170, 160, of course, 11 million, and 30 million, but still, having 500,000, 300,000, almost a million pops, this is not bad at all for a lot of these ninjas. That's pretty sweet. I think it's mostly helpful because of the Perma-brew, but I can't say for sure whether or not that would, you know, make it go from like 100,000 to 700,000 or just be like 400,000, 500,000 up to 700,000. I really don't know the answer to that, but I think it was helpful. Now, the second thing that we're I don't even know if this is the second, like 456th thing we got to do today, but the next thing we got to talk about is what our next tower is. We're only 7 rounds away from our current max round that we've ever made it to, and I'm feeling reasonably comfy. Like, unless something really weird happens or some weird bad balloons somehow, like, sneak through, I think we're going to go a little further than that, and I think I don't know, man, 200 just sounds like the right number, man. I just really want to make it to 200. Even if I lose on 200, it will make me feel successful to even make it that far. That's 21 rounds further than our furthest round ever gotten to. So the question becomes, well, what do we buy next? Now, in my previous video, the one thing that I thought was, of course, what's the best bad popping tower? And you think about like a couple different towers and you're like, well, a mad, Obviously, it's like it's designed to pop Moab class Bloons and bads, but it wasn't very good. It didn't do very much pops at all. Even with a Perma-brew, I don't think it's going to do very much. Then there were things like a Moab Eliminator. This sounds like a great idea. It's supposed to like literally be designed to also pop bad balloons. Like specifically around 100, it's like the best bad balloon popping power you can get for the price. But as you get later and later on in the game, you realize that guy's not that great. He actually does have a lot of weaknesses and actually kind of sucks a little bit, so that's not the answer. There are other answers, which we probably could afford, by the way, like, ridiculously enough, a Moab Dom, who is also super duper good against Moab class Bloons. But against the bad, not having that actually push it backwards makes him not be worthwhile to us. So what do? Sadly, we have the best towers in the game on the screen right now to pop the bad balloon. So what we have to do is, instead of trying to get other towers that can, like, help us out, we just have to buff them even further. So the answer to all of our issues is actually in the village. We're going to go MIB, and then we're going to go Call to Arms, and then we're going to go for a Homeland Defense. This is still another $33,000 away, so we're, you know, reasonably pricey before we actually get that to happen. But now we have another ability here that we can use to increase our popping power, at the very least for the Druids, but soon will also be for popping bad balloons. Or excuse me, but I think I'm confused here. But also will help me pop other things with my ninjas. Yeah. So we got a lot of things to work on here. Now, it should be noted that I bought this village up to a 102, so even though this village looks really, really nice and juicy to get up my Call to Arms and probably be more effective for popping the bad balloons right at this very instant, once we get the Homeland Defense, that won't matter. It'll be a global thing, and that issue won't end up causing any problems later on. And I do believe that having this village in range of all of my ninjas might seem like the stupidest, silliest thing to try to do with my $500 to waste an entire path or cross path on our village. But I still think it was the right play. Getting that extra range on every single person here is going to be pretty delicious in the long term. But of course, you never really know for sure. It's all predictions. It's all based on what your experiences are with the games in the past. What usually happens in this situation. All I can say is that once we get the Homeland Defense, we'll be fine. But the problem is, right now, money's a little tight. Rounds are getting close to our highest round, and if we run into some major issues without being able to afford this Homeland Defense, I'm going to be pretty upset with myself. Just to be honest with you guys, I'm going to be pretty upset. It should be noted also that the third tier cross path is just completely irrelevant at this point. Once you get Perma-brew, you don't really need to get any lead popping power or anything like that. So I know that in my previous game, this Grandmaster Ninja was wasting a lot of his popping power by hitting DDTs, specifically when DDTs and bad balloons were kind of, you know, interacting with each other a little bit. So that was wasting a lot of my Grandmaster Ninja's popping power, and specifically on the bads as well, which sucks so hard. But having this Perma-brew is, again, going to change that in our favor and hopefully make things just uber-duper delicious. Uh-oh. Here we go. We got 4 bad balloons, which is the number of bad balloons that I'm usually afraid of. 2, 3, I can handle pretty easily. 4, that's when it gets scary. Obviously, we have a lot of popping power here, but we have to rely on Azili's abilities here to actually finish these guys off. So we go. Pop to the next one. Come on, jump, jump, jump. And we got one more to go here. Homeland Defense is worthless right now. We're not going to get another Azili ability here, so we have to really hope that this is just kind of lucky here. Or maybe we will get another Azili ability in time. Just barely. Just barely. Azili. Finish it off. And we don't. Dang. 3 rounds shy of our current record, my friends. 3 rounds shy. But I think we can make this happen. We just have to be a little bit more effective with our abilities, I think. Alright guys, it's about that time. Round 179, this is where I lost last time. Very upsetting round. If I'm not mistaken, I also lost to DDTs, too, which makes it even sadder, and or sillier, and or more ridiculous. I did not lose to bads, which is kind of weird and goofy. Now this Call to Arms is doing, obviously, its job for right now, but once we get this Homeland Defense about $10,000 away, things are going to change bigly in our favor, okay? Big league? Big Lee, biggish, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, man. Whatever you're feeling today. But a lot, like a big lot. Either which way, all right. Come on, can we beat our record? Oh, I think we did it, boys. I think we did it. If we could take down the bads, we could take down anything coming down in our favor here. And around 180 has been Accomplished. Now the next step. Can we get another 10 rounds? Can we get to 190? Can we get our homeland defense actually up here? Whew, these are all big questions for us. Hopefully they'll be answered soon. All right, it's game time. Homeland defense, round 182. This is going to be a big game changer for us. Check this out. We're going to just use homeland defense against this bad and see how well we do without any Azili abilities. If we could pop this guy without any Azili abilities, it's going to make me feel a lot comfier about defending everything. But if we can't without Azili abilities still, that means that we really are relying on Azili for almost everything today. And that is, I don't want to call it super sad, but at least a little bit sad. So yeah, it's definitely relying on Azili, but once you see this homeland defense actually shooting out millions of lightnings and tornadoes, you realize how good it actually still is. Even if it's just to pop the other balloons in the way of the bad balloon, it's pretty much a necessity for us, man. I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like so far, we have designed our strategy, I don't want to say to perfection, but very well. Very, very, very well. And again, it's thanks to you guys. If you guys want to give you guys a quick little golf clap, or a full-on clap, if you're feeling it. I don't know. Not everybody needs to full-on clap every day, but you need a little clap for yourself. Give yourself a round of applause. All right, do it. Do it for me. Do it for yourself, though. That's the main thing. Do it for yourself. But now it brings up the next big question for us. What do we do with all of our money now? We're still making money, and we don't really know what to build. Or do we? So, also in the comments last time, people were mentioning that there's a certain tower that I should be building to help myself out specifically for Azili and our homeland defense if we ended up getting it. And believe it or not, it's kind of a weird tower. The Energizer sub. Now, what this guy does is it reduces ability cooldowns everywhere by 20%. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Or at least not uncool. 20%, that's a difference. I mean, that's going to mean that Azili can use her ability more often, which again is our main bad popping power. Kind of obviously, we just kind of like tested it out. Even with homeland defense, our regular towers aren't doing anything. It's all up to Azili to actually do stuff here. So that 20% could be a really, really, really big difference. But it's still an expensive tower. I'm talking about $40,000 here. We could maybe spend it in other ways. But is there any other way that we could spend it to actually get more popping power than Azili's 35 million current pops here? I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's why I'm going for it. So let's pop this puppy down and see if we can make it to 190. Oh my god, we made it to 190! 10 rounds away from where I really, really, really want to get to, man. I think it might be possible because we've got a lot going on here. First of all, Energizer sub is officially there. Now, in addition, I am just going to do it. I'm going to go for the heat dip darts just because I don't want any DDT nonsense to be happening over here. So yeah, we're just going for it. I don't know if it's going to help me at all, but it was only like $1,000. I feel like it was worth it to buy. Now, my next question to you guys is, I like to talk about this. Pop count. Who do you think is doing the best right now? If you were guessing that the Energizer sub was doing the best, you would be sadly mistaken. He's doing probably the worst out of every tower that I've built this game. If you're thinking the Perma-brew, you would probably be fairly impressed with his 87,000 pops. As an alchemist, that's kind of goofy. Ooh, look at this. DDT is getting pretty cray-cray. If I said any of these ninjas, you'd probably think no, probably not, but actually still also pretty impressed with their over 1 million pops. If you said the Avatar of Wrath, you would be very wrong at only 18 million pops. Whoa. Really now? If you said Superstorm, you would also be wrong, but 38 million is a significantly better number. Now, if you were talking about, well, who's been doing all of our bad popping power here? Azili, 44 million. You'd be thinking, wow, that is clearly better than everybody else on the screen. And let's just end the answers and questions all right then, there, and now. But you would also be incorrect. For the Grandmaster Ninja has only 41 million. Okay, well, he's still doing pretty good. I mean, 41 million's not bad. Well, that's true. That's true. 41 million's not bad. But the Grand of all of the Masters, the Master Bomber, has over 93 million pops. And look at this pop count go up, bro. That is redonkulous. DDTs. Oh my god. No! Why? Why? Ugh. I wanted 200 so bad. I don't even really know why we died. I should have just restarted, dude. It's just sometimes it's just down to luck. And I saw the DDT, and I didn't do nothing about it. Okay, my newest, bestest run that I thought I was going to get to 200 with, I still feel let down. I have beat my old record by 12 rounds. All right, but I still feel like I can go deeper. I still feel like I can go bigger. I still feel like I can go fatter. Last thought. I do wonder if a Ninja Sabotage would have been better than an Energizer to start off that game. I think so. And I think that if I do another run, and I think I will do another run, I'm going to finally break 200 at some point. I think I need to go for Ninja Sabo before I go for the Energizer, and that will allow my abilities to be a little bit more effective in the long run. But either which way, I do appreciate your guys' advice and help and everything. Always in the comments below. I appreciate everything. So if you guys want to leave me any more input and or information that you think will help me do better in our next run, please leave it below and enjoy the shows.